Okay, so one of the things that we sometimes have to work on as software engineers is customer support. And I want to show you one cool thing that I did with Devin that helped me a lot during a customer call. We were trying to troubleshoot why a sync command was failing for a customer. And, you know, in a pre-Devin world, we would have had to probably cut that meeting short and have a lot of back and forth while we figured out like specific steps for them to reproduce the issue and try to isolate it. So while we were in the meeting, I just went to Devin and I just told it to give me a curl command to introspect the graph and to put placeholders for API URL, key, and graph so that we could substitute it with the customers. The only hint that I gave it was that functionality lives in the Faros JS client. So it's actually in this function here. So imagine trying to construct a curl command based on this logic. You'll have to see what this does and then see what's in data and build the client schema and whatnot. That would take a good chunk of time. Certainly can't be done live. So in a matter of seconds, Devin came up with an equivalent curl command that is equivalent to the logic that I was trying to test. So we were able to test this live with the client without spending too much time and any back and forth. So I think this is one of the very powerful features that Devin has because it has all of your code base indexed. But it's pretty amazing that it's also able to, you know, translate between pretty much languages. It's translating from TypeScript here to an actual curl command.